So, es tut mir leid. Wir haben Teil eines Dialoges verpasst. Ich bin mal kurz einen Kaffee machen gegangen, das Spiel weiterlaufen lassen. Auf einmal, als ich wieder kam, war schon irgendein Dialog da. Der geht gleich noch weiter. Achtung!
Just as hair on a head is symptomatic of what's going on in the organism. But we have been brought up not to feel that we belong in the world. So our popular speech reflects it. We say, I came into this world. You didn't. You came out of it. We say, face facts. We talk about encounters with reality. As if it was a head-on meeting of completely alien agencies. And the average person has the sensation that he is a somewhat that exists inside a bag of skin. The center of consciousness, which looks out at this thing and what the hell's it going to do to me? I recognize you. You kind of look like me, and I've seen myself in a mirror, and you look like you might be people. So maybe you're intelligent, maybe you can love too. And perhaps you're all right. Some of you are anyway. You've got the right color of skin, or you have the right religion, or whatever it is, you're okay. But there are all those people over in Asia, Africa, and they may not really be people. When you want to destroy someone, you always define them as unpeople.
Okay. Wir können ja auch mal tanzen. Können wir da auch Steine herstellen, so ungefähr? Yes. Today is so beautiful. Beautiful, I want to sing. Wie viele verschiedene Steine gibt's denn? Rock small. Frag mich, wenn wir jetzt wieder weiter reingehen. Pebble. Wir sind bestimmt Pebble. Ja, wir sind Pebble. Federn. Auch interessant. Blumen. Ein Pinecone. Noch smaller pebbles. No, nee, Snow Chunk. Aha. Mushrooms. I'm frankly terrified by being alive. I haven't been able to leave here for weeks. Think of what might be out there. What great big monsters are waiting to eat me. No, I'm better off staying right here. My route is my route. Where are my other snowballs? Hello. Aha. Ist ein schönes Entspannungsgame und viel zum Entdecken natürlich. Do I look fat? No, 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 no. Ooh, crystals.
We have this hostility to the external world because of the superstition, the myth, the absolutely unfounded theory that you yourself exist only inside your skin. Now, I want to propose another idea altogether. Billions of years ago, you were a big bang. Now, you're a complicated human being. But so we define ourselves as being only that. If you think that you are only inside your skin, you define yourself as one very complicated little curlicue, way out on the edge of that explosion, way out in space and way out in time. And then we cut ourselves off and don't feel that we're still the Big Bang. But you are. Depends how you define yourself. You are actually, if this is the way things started, if there was a Big Bang in the beginning, you're not something that is a result of the Big Bang. You're not something that is a sort of puppet on the end of the process. You are still the process. You are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe coming on as whoever you are. See, when I meet you, I see not just what you define yourself as, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so. I see every one of you as the primordial energy of the universe coming on at me in this particular way. I know I'm that too. But we've learned to define ourselves as separate from it.
Ja, Selbstdefinition. Wer sind wir, was sind wir? Und so weiter und so weiter. Sehr interessant. Irgendwie bin ich aber gerade eher mit den Gedanken hier bei dem ganzen Kram. So, Schneeflocken. Snowflake. Snow Crystal, achso. Bandwurm. Nee, doch nicht. Ein Haar. Ach, guck mal hier. Thoughts are the friction between things and other things. Thoughts would never exist if everything thought it was the same thing. As you go around listening to things, their thoughts will make impressions on your mind. When you go out and experience life, you will have your own thoughts. And they will reflect the things you've listened to and absorbed. Give thinking a go. Just try not to take it too seriously. Es ist so, alles was man denkt und ähnliches sind nur Abwandlungen von dem, was man schon mal gehört hat. Entweder das Oppositionelle oder das womit man konform geht. Das ist so. Oh, guck mal, wir sind eine andere, oder? Ne, okay, die zählen alle als Snowflakes. When the eye is lit up. Aber welches Eye? Oh, Protozonen. Sauerstoff, krass. Erstmal Gas geben hier. Stop doing that. Warum? I need to leave. Warum? Helicobacter pylori. Mhm. Was ist das? Grasstücke? Holzsplitter. Aha. Oh, guck mal hier. Go away. It's pain in all directions. Tardigrade. Sind das die Viecher, die auch im Vakuum überleben können? Sind das diese Lebewesen? Ich weiß es nicht. You can't know me. I don't even know who I am. Sandgrains. Okay, hatten wir schon mal gefunden, aber vollkommen woanders. Hier ist noch Kram, den wir noch nicht kennen. Oh, die sind aber süß. Wir kriegen doch bestimmt auch ein Achievement, wenn wir über 100 dabei haben oder so. Bin ich mir ziemlich sicher. No such things as things.
What I would call a kind of a basic problem we've got to go through first is to understand that there are no such things as things. That is to say, separate things. That is only a way of talking. If you can understand this, you're going to have no further problems. I once asked a group of high school children, what do you mean by a thing? And first of all, they gave me all sorts of synonyms. They said it's an object, which is simply another word for a thing. It doesn't tell you anything about what you mean by a thing. Finally, a very smart girl who was in the group said a thing is a noun. And she was quite right. A noun isn't a part of nature, it's a part of speech. There are no nouns in the physical world. There are no separate things in the physical world either. See, the physical world is wiggling. The clouds, mountains, trees, people are all wiggling. And only when human beings get working at things, they build buildings in straight lines and try and make out that the world isn't really wiggly. But here are we sitting in this room all built on straight lines, but each one of us is as wiggly as all get out.
Gemstone. You are weird, not even the good kind. Ach, guck mal, die... Ah, okay, die wir kennen, sind weiß markiert, die anderen anders. Regenbogenfarbig. Das ist wieder Haare? Oder was ist das? Ja. Die sind aber schon auch interessant zu bewegen. Okay, ich hätte es mir cooler vorgestellt. Gemstones. Oh, Mama taught me others are no good. Okay, da gibt's noch was. Ich mag auch die Sounds, die es hier gibt, muss ich ehrlich sagen. Nitrogen. Also Stickstoff. Wir gehen mal weiter rein. What? Ein Higgs-Boson. Ah, Stringtheorie und so. Oder war das was anderes noch? Bin mir gerade nicht mehr sicher. Mhm. Was? I'm you, but you're me. But I'm you, but you're me. What? Was?
When you want to get control of something that wiggles, it's pretty difficult, isn't it? You try and pick up a fish in your hands, and the fish is wiggly and it slips out. What do you do to get hold of the fish? You use a net. And so the net is the basic thing we have for getting hold of the wiggly world. A net is something regular. And I can number the holes in a net. So many holes up, so many holes across. And if I can number these holes, I can count exactly where each wiggle is in terms of a hole in that net. But in order to do that, I've got to break up the wiggle into bits. And I've got to call this a specific bit, and this the next bit of the wiggle, and this the next bit, and this the next bit of the wiggle. And so these bits are things which I mark out in order to talk about the wiggle, in order to measure it, and therefore in order to control it. But in nature, in fact, in the physical world, the wiggle isn't bitted. So the world doesn't come thing. You and I are all as much continuous with the physical universe as a wave is continuous with the ocean. The ocean waves, and the universe peoples. And as the wave, I wave at you and say, you. The world is waving at me with you. And saying, hi, I'm here. But the way we feel and sense our existence, being based on a myth that we are made, that we are parts, that we are things, our consciousness has been influenced so that each one of us does not feel that. We feel we have been hypnotized, literally hypnotized, by social convention into feeling and sensing that we exist only inside our skins. That we are not the original bang, but just something out on the end of it. And therefore we are scared stiff. Because my wave is going to disappear. And I'm going to die. And that would be awful.
Ein paar größere Sachen. Ich möchte aber... Here, my route is my other planetary systems here for weeks. Think of a planetary system here that calls itself I. Okay. Ringed eyes. Nein, 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 nein. Send. Na, was gibt's hier? Long before ringed ice planets were around, far back through time, all planets were the same thing. Something that spread into every planet, everywhere. Something all planets still share here and now. You may find you aren't just ringed ice planet, but every planet in existence. An expression of this great pattern known as planets. Everything secretly knows this, and you know it too. Ja, okay. Was haben wir hier noch? Aha. Der nächste. Was ist das? Alien Planet. Das ist doch mal interessant. Oh. Geil. Aha, aha, interessant. Ach was, sogar Wolken, sogar Wolken. Cumulus Cloud. Aha. Sogar in mir ist noch eine andere. What? Stratos. Ah, es kommt auf die Höhe an, ne? Ist das richtig? Die richtige? Ich weiß es nicht.